Hey everyone, it's Monday the 20th of May, and I'm here in my garage filming a couple more videos this afternoon. Today's focus is going to be on clothing and what my choices are, or how I would pack for something like a 5-day hunt living out of a backpack here in Arizona or Colorado. What I have in front of me is really all I'm going to take, and this is assuming that the hunt is going to be like a late summer, early fall kind of a thing, so September. My elk hunt this year is in the middle of September here in Arizona, so this is kind of what I'm wading through right now and trying to figure out exactly what is going to be the best combination. I like to keep things simple, so it's really not a complicated process for me. But I understand that the propensity for people to overpack with regard to clothing is high, and I don't think it needs to be done that way, and I think maybe I can give you a few pieces of advice when it comes to that. So I'm going to start with what I will be wearing when I step off onto the trail, and then work my way up to what's in the pack. Okay. First thing is, so let's start with the base layer stuff. So a pair of socks. The socks that I choose are First Light or Descent Labs. First Light is a merino wool, sort of a mid-weight compression sock. These go over the calf, which I like. I like them to be a little higher because they tend to stay up better. But these First Light compression socks have been pretty darn good. Only in the coldest of environments have I found them to not be sufficient, but anything up to that, including summertime, these actually work pretty well. And they're wool, so they cut down on the stink and they insulate when wet, and they wick moisture really well. So First Light socks are pretty good. I am going to wear one of two things for my upper body. It's either going to be a t-shirt. This is a merino wool Kuiu t-shirt that has a different style of fabric down the side of the body and under the arms. It has like micro perforations in them to enhance breathability and moisture transport. So it's a little technically designed style of a t-shirt, but that's a sleeveless or just a short sleeve t-shirt. And then, you know, one of the things that I wind up actually trying to make a determination on is take that shirt or take the long sleeve merino base layer shirt. So this is a quarter zip. It has a little pocket on the left breast. I like shirts that have this quarter or half zip feature because it allows me to really ventilate if I need to and dry things out well. I like that style a lot. And then this is a long sleeve, which gives you a little extra protection, whether that's sun or wind or camouflage, whatever. The long sleeve does that, of course, better than the short sleeve does. But here's the I guess the decision comes down to is this more valuable than a long sleeve, lightweight, like insulative piece, which I'll cover here in a moment. But at any rate, it's going to be either this long sleeve merino wool or it's going to be the short sleeve merino wool. So we'll just have to see when that time comes around. The base layer bottoms from Kuiu are kind of a special thing to me because of their versatility and their functionality. So it's made of the same 145 merino wool that the shirt is, only as a base layer or as a long john pant. It's got a full length zipper that goes from the bottom cuff all the way up to the waistband. Now, this makes the versatility of this is huge, and I don't know why everybody's not making them like this. Maybe there's a patent issue or whatever. But the deal is, I can unzip these things into two complete parts. Like it'll unfold the entire garment and lay flat. So what that means is, whether I need to take them off or put them on, I can do so without having to remove my boots. I just drop my trousers down to my ankles or my boot tops, and then I can zip these either on or off, pull my pants up, and I'm good to go. So it saves quite a bit of time and hassle in putting them on or removing them. And if you can imagine being in a snow environment or wet environment, that could pay off huge, just because you don't have to expose your socks to possibly getting wet, boots getting full of snow because they tip over, or your pants getting wet because you have to take them off and place them somewhere just to put these on. So these are kind of a big deal for me, and I don't know why everybody's not making them like that, but that's the 145 Kuiu merino wool pant. As far as the outer pant goes, the ones that I've been using and that I will continue to use until they wear out is the Kuiu Alpine pant. Now, the Alpine pant is no longer on their product list. It has been replaced by, I think the closest thing to it is the Pro pant, which I'm sure is better in some ways, but I don't know that it's better enough to have to replace these with. But at any rate, it's a lightweight nylon pant. This is kind of an early season pant. There's no insulation in them. It's got a Kevlar, a very thin Kevlar knee pad, which I like having knee pads on the pants. And then the pocket system is a 2-level cargo pocket with zipper closure on each leg. In addition to that, a zippered hand pocket where you would normally find hand pockets, and 2 zippered pockets on the ass. So plenty of storage on this. Easy to use, very comfortable, stretchy material for an outer face fabric. They've been very durable and like thorn or brush resistant. So I'm super happy with the way these perform. And one of the biggest features of these is, again, zipper oriented, just like this base layer pants. These are called hip vents, and the hip vent sits right behind the side seam of your pant, right on your hip. It's about a 12-inch zipper, and when you open it, it exposes this mesh vent. This is huge. I didn't realize how useful this was until I actually used it. Otherwise, just reading about it, it has the potential to sound like a gimmick. There ain't no gimmick. Every time you take a step or walk, and as your knee bends and your leg extends, and just the movement of walking itself, it pushes air up and down this pant leg. Well, this hip vent allows that warm air trapped in your pants to exit somehow. And I'll tell you, it is huge. Like, the difference is remarkable. I didn't quite realize it until I used it, and I thought, holy shit, where have these been all my life? So the hip vent thing to me is a major design feature for Kuiu pants in their favor. Yeah, just a real useful, thoughtful addition to the entire design of what they're putting out. So that's what I'm going to wear virtually the entire time. I do not take an extra pair of pants or multiple shirts. I'll take one spare pair of socks and one spare pair of underwear, and that's it. And that's generally how I've done it, anywhere from 4 days on a fly fishing backpack trip to as much as 13 days up here on the rim several years ago. I took one of each. Like, you can whore bath your way through it. That's what baby wipes are for, and that's what just decent, basic, simple hygiene is for. In addition to that, what helps with merino especially is the fact that merino is naturally antimicrobial, so you don't get the same amount of stink in merino wool products as you will in a synthetic. And that, just from a comfort standpoint, that's nice. So moving on up the scale from the base layer and the basic outerwear, I go to some mid-layer insulation pieces that are for upper body. So this is the Kuiu Peloton 97 weight fleece pullover. It's a hoodie. So it's got a basic hood. There's no other pockets on this. It does have thumb loops to aid in putting something on over the top of it. But the 97 weight is their lightest weight fleece, and this is designed as an insulation rather than like a base layer. Although this could easily take the place of the merino wool shirt as a base layer because of its lightweight and its thin material nature. But this thing insulates remarkably well. It's super comfortable. It's like a wear all day long, every day kind of a piece of clothing that is just, if I had more of them, I'd wear them all the time. Excuse me. A little bit heavier than that is the Chinook jacket. Now, they don't make the Chinook jacket anymore, and why they phased it out, I haven't a clue. But the Chinook jacket has a gridded fleece interior, which makes it warmer just from surface area. And then the pocket layout is outstanding, and that's really why I like this jacket so much. It has 2 Napoleon pockets on the chest, so one on either side of the zipper that are zipper closure, and then 2 hand warmer pockets that zip closed. And then in addition to that, there are pit zips in this that allow ventilation. The face fabric is stretchy and it's very quiet, and this jacket in particular fits close to the body. It's not skin tight, but it certainly is not bulky, and if you bought it bulky, then you may be missing the point of it. But this would be sufficient to wear over a t-shirt or wear over the base layer merino shirt. I could even probably squeeze in this 97 Peloton, but this performs the same function as the 97 Peloton for me and adds the versatility of the pocket layout and the equipment storage. So this is one of my favorite jackets to wear simply for that reason. It is so versatile and it's so useful and functional that I can't find a place where it doesn't fit in. So I really like that jacket. I don't know what KUIU has replaced this with, if they have at all. But if you're looking for a really awesome do-it-all lightweight insulation piece, this is probably the one you should look for, or something similar to it. Okay, so lightweight jacket, Peloton fleece pullover. Moving up now to a puffy jacket. This is the KUIU Kenai jacket, and the Kenai jacket shares a lot in common with that Chinook jacket in that it has dual chest pockets on the front, dual zippered hand warmer pockets, and pit zips. This is a lightweight puffy jacket. This is not going to keep you warm in sub-zero temperatures because it's not thick enough. But I think for September around here, this is going to be about perfect. Again, synthetic insulation, so and it's highly breathable. The outer fabric on this is stretchy as well, and it is super soft and very, very quiet. So again, as a bow hunter, those attributes are very important. This one does not have a hood, but there is a hood version out there. So the original Kenai line has now been renamed the Kenai Ultra line. And I haven't handled the Kenai Ultra pieces yet, but from what I can see and what I read, the way they've mapped the insulation looks like it's a little different. There's some different stitch lines that would indicate that same thing, remapping the insulation and where it's most critical. But the Kenai Ultra has a hooded version. This one originally came as a hooded version as well, but that's not the one I bought. But this jacket is super, super comfortable, very lightweight, and very warm for its weight. It's very breathable, but it is not windproof. So in windier conditions, you may want something to cut that wind, whether that's a different style of puffy jacket that actually does cut wind, or layering on top of this like your rain jacket. Either one would work, but this jacket has been indispensable, and that will likely accompany me in September. Moving to rain gear. So rain gear is something that I think is important no matter where you are, and there are very, very few circumstances in which I won't just throw this in my pack no matter where I'm going or what I'm doing. The rain jacket that I've been running for the last 4 years or so, 5 years now, is the KUIU Chugash. This is kind of their mid-level rain jacket. It's not as burly and heavy duty and durable as the Yukon series, but it certainly isn't as lightweight as the Ultra series, or the now defunct Ultra series. It has a real good articulated hood, full zip up the front, a single zippered pocket on the left chest, and Velcro closures at the wrist, pit zips as well, and then zippered hand warmer pockets. I think this comes in as a large at around 18 ounces, so it weighs a little bit over a pound, which I wish it weighed less, but for the protection and the durability I get out of that, I'm not sure I would trade this. I may upgrade to a different rain gear system this year from KUIU because they've made some advances that I think might be beneficial, but I'm not certain about that yet. Rain gear is not cheap, so you got to make that decision carefully. And then for rain pants, I'm running the Ultra pants because they didn't have the Chugach pants in stock when I needed them, so I bought the Ultras. The Ultras are just super lightweight, thin fabric. It's got some stretch to it, full length zippers up the leg, each leg, and a simple shot cord waistband tensioner here at the top. No external pockets on this, no bells and whistles. This is simply for protection from the rain. This is not for bust and brush in. It's too lightweight. But if your environment doesn't require getting through oak brush, manzanita, cactus, God knows what, then these may be the ticket. They've survived for me because I rarely need to use rain pants. But I would imagine, I'm anticipating that when I really do need to use them and I'm moving through some of the stuff that we see here in Arizona, these are probably going to fail on me one way or the other just because they're so lightweight. But we'll see. For the time being, they are serving their purpose. I always take a couple of baseball caps because I'm always wearing a hat, and that's what I prefer to wear on my head even when I'm shooting and moving. However, having a beanie hat is something that I think is as good as like rain gear. It's very versatile, and you can use it for a number of different things. I sleep in these. I wear them when I'm moving around in the morning, getting coffee or getting set up or moving from one point to another. Maybe I'll start with this on. This is the guide beanie, and it's a medium weight fleece, wind resistant and very warm. They make there are two others that I own that I just don't have with me. One is called the Kenai beanie, and it's got kind of that heavyweight fleece that almost looks like natural lamb's wool on the inside. That one is super warm. And then there's a 145 merino beanie that's more like a skull cap that I find even more versatile than this, in that I can wear that pretty much all day long and conceal my head. So good beanie is I think is important. Moving into gloves here too, we'll start with light and go to heavy. This is a 210 weight, I think, merino glove. It's like a liner glove, but it's strong enough and versatile enough to wear on its own as just a glove. Silicone dots on the palm and fingers for grip. They go on easily, they come off easily, and they're very comfortable. So those usually go with me. The next one up the line here, this is called the Attack glove. This is a new glove from last year, but very form-fitting, tight-fitting glove. Great manual dexterity with your fingers. No waterproof to it, but it's very breathable on the backside, and then nice grippy, soft leather on the palm and fingers. This pair replaced using a lighter weight merino glove liner inside their guide glove, which the guide glove is more of a shell. It doesn't fit as tight as these, but it's uninsulated, and that is a great glove. I really like that glove, but for right now, I think these are going to take the cake in terms of simplicity and dexterity itself. Moving beyond that, I will usually take one warmer pair of gloves. Now, this is the KUIU North Star. This is waterproof and windproof. It has synthetic insulation in it and a short gauntlet to fit over a jacket sleeve. Very, very good glove. Not an extreme cold weather glove. I would say this is like a mid to late season glove. Definitely not a full-on late season glove though. My hands got cold with these in December of last year while glassing up on the rim in the wind, and with some of the colder temperatures up there, my hands got cold in these. So I wound up purchasing the super down glassing mitts. Now this is a mitten with a index finger separate, just for dexterity reasons. But this is down, and it's waterproof and windproof, and it's got a larger gauntlet on it, and super warm. They compress down very small, and they're lightweight, so if I'm anticipating colder temperatures, there's really no reason not to throw those into the pack. They kind of disappear inside of a pack, but another consideration. And then lastly, a neck gaiter. So I like neck gaiters because of their multifunctionality. This is the midweight, I think a 200 Peloton synthetic fleece. There is a 145 merino version of this, which is thinner and lighter. Both of them I like a lot, and that is because they provide sun protection on my neck, thermal insulation around my neck if I need it, and then really thermal insulation around my entire lower half of my head, because you can pull the back of this thing up to the crown of your head, pull a beanie over on top of that, and then run the front of it, up over your nose and face, and it gives you a lot of thermal insulation and some concealment. So, and again, super lightweight and small. This thing fits in a cargo pocket very easily, and it's easy to just kind of pull in and out of the pocket as I need it. So that's about it. So rain gear, we'll leave these gloves here. Gloves, puffy jacket, mid-layer insulation, we'll call the Chinook jacket that for now. Long john pants, an extra pair of socks, and then let's just say for the sake of argument, I'm going to keep the 97 Peloton. So the 97 Peloton goes in the pack also. So all of this right here is what's going into my pack. Okay, rain gear, puffy, mid-layer insulation, extra pair of socks, long johns. That goes in my pack, and generally I will organize this in a logical manner inside these Kifaru pullouts. That just allows me again to organize things better, so I can put socks, underwear, gloves, net gaiter in a smaller bag, and then the mid-layer insulation and the Chinook jacket go into another one. Rain gear goes into its own, and then the puffy jacket usually just gets jammed in there. So now I've reduced this whole stack down to 4 Kifaru pullouts that are organized in there, and that saves me from having to unload the pack and dig out one piece after another just to find that net gaiter that's wrapped up somewhere inside this. At any rate, this stuff goes into the pack, and then what I'm wearing is a pair of socks, my alpine pants, and a t-shirt and a hat, and that's it. Again, I don't go overboard with taking extras of this or that, because it doesn't serve any real purpose for me to do that. A couple of options for you with regard to the pants. Another one that I'm a big fan of, and I use these a lot because I use them every day at work, the First Light Corrugate guide pants. Now the guide pants are super stretchy, they're reasonably lightweight, they have a great cargo pocket system. One is a smaller zippered pocket, and then the other is a flap closure open pocket, a little larger. Open hand pockets here, no zipper, and then one zippered pocket on the ass. But these things have been really good. They're very comfortable, they're super stretchy, they're almost too stretchy. They're super stretchy and they move with you very well. They dry fast. They are reasonably water repellent. I've had stuff beat off of it I get stuff beaten off of it all the time. But that's a good option, and they come in these solids too, which is a nice color choice when you don't want to wear camouflage all the time. Like I said, I wear these at work, and I work on a live fire range all day long, and these things have been super good, even in the very high temps here in Phoenix. So the First Light Corrugate guide pant, they also have a guide light that they just came out with this year, so I want to try those out. And then lastly, well, almost lastly, if you're looking for a bomber freaking puffy jacket, the Kifaru Lost Parka fits that bill to a T. This thing is incredibly warm. It's a thick synthetic insulation, super good stuff, very efficient. They built it with like ripstop nylon throughout most of the jacket, and then on the lower half of the chest in front of the hand pockets, and on the back of the sleeves up to about your tricep, it's covered with a 500D Cordura, so it gives you some abrasion resistance if you happen to be lying on the ground, leaning over a rock or a log or something like that in your jacket, glassing for hours. That's going to pay off in that it's not going to rip in those high wear areas. It's got a very good hood. It cinches down both on each corner and then one at the back. And then it's cut a little longer in the back than it is in the front. But this thing has been awesome, like incredible. I don't know. I don't have a better warm cold weather jacket than this. This thing is just ridiculous. Other options for you, if you don't want to go full on one company or the other, First Light's really good at making merino wool stuff too. So this is a merino shirt of theirs, lightweight. And then I always hesitate to do this because my own personal reasons, but the Patagonia R1 pullover has been like a groundbreaking garment for them, something that it can cross over into any sport really. Gridded fleece on the inside, lightweight enough, a half zip comes halfway down your chest, one little zipper pocket on the left breast. Patagonia is not a company that I really push because of their political agenda and everything they do and say, and it drives me fucking crazy. But I can't deny that some of their stuff does work well, and that's one of them. So, choose wisely. Now, I'm not necessarily a fanboy of Kuiu. Quite honestly, I picked Kuiu clothing because of the stuff that I have tried. Nothing performed better than this. I have found that the workmanship and the quality of their stitching and taping and zippers and the very thoughtful design features that go into every single piece. Like if I ever have a question about something or a need for something, Kuiu seems to have a solution. So I tend to stick with them because of my good experience with that. Yeah, it's expensive. Sitka's expensive. First Light is expensive. All these companies that make these clothing items, they're proud of their work and they're charging a lot of money. But for as much as Kuiu costs, it's no more, or even in a lot of cases less than what you're going to find in another one of those big name top tier clothing companies. And really at this level, I don't know that you can really go wrong. Like if you're going to spend $170 on a pair of pants, then take your pick, because the stuff from First Light, Kuiu, Sitka, they're all going to give you like the value for your money. I think what it depends upon is where do your priorities lie? What features mean most to you? How are they going to be most useful for how you're going to use them? So for me, Kuiu seems to do it. And until I find a better solution, I don't really have a reason to go elsewhere. So I stick with their stuff, and I like the old school larger pattern that VS Camo is. So I kind of stick with that. At any rate, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to get a hold of me. Deaddriftconsulting.com is our website. You're watching this on our YouTube channel, so thank you very much. And any questions or comments, leave them below, and I will get to them. All right, thank you. Have a great afternoon and a great week. Bye.